everybody. Okay, so we've had a request to show you how to do the headers in MemberVault, and so I'm not too sure how advanced everybody is in Canva, so I'm going to go quite basic, and then you can just forward the video to where you need to. So these are our own headers, and you will recognize them from our MemberVault. And so what I wanted to point out here is what I always think about when doing headers for anybody for MemberVault. I always put the title in, but then always think on what is this particular product that you're selling, who is it for, right? And then also, what is it? Is it a freebie? Is it a course? Is it a membership? Is it something else? Is it a one-on-one? So what we've done is we name the particular product, and then we're saying this is for non-techie course and membership creators, and it's a freebie. So then at a glance, when people land on your MemberVault, they can see exactly what's what in there. And so here you will see, here's another freebie, and who's it for? People who want to start a digital product or service business. This is a support product for a private client. And then here's our done for you. So this is a done for you service. It's called Book the Duo for the Day, and we do design, systems, and automation. So it's at a glance, people can see exactly what you do and who's it for. Another way of doing it, and this is how we did it a little while ago, you can do it a little bar across the top, you can do a bar down the side, you can do free or course or whatever across the top. It's actually up to you. And then these are our little brand icons, which I use in everything. So think about what kind of brand icon or brand image or brand photograph you can use with your MemberVault products that will let people know that it's your brand. Okay, so we're back in our home tab of Canva, and so what you would want to do is create a new design. So you click on create a new design, and the dimensions for the product headers in MemberVault, they give you a suggested dimension of 1280 pixels by 486 pixels. So what you would want to do is click here on custom dimensions, and then put that size for the width and the length, and make sure it's pixels, and then you click on create new design. And then you will have the exact correct dimensions for your product header. So for those of you who need a little bit of inspiration, it's nice to look at the templates on the side here just to get some inspiration and ideas if you're stuck for ideas and inspiration. And so there are various templates you can use here. If we do go ahead and use a template, you could just click on the one that you want to use, and it will populate into the design over here. So let's just go over this one, and so you'll see it's in here now, and as soon as you click on an element, it will highlight what you can do with that element. So what we're going to want to do is change everything out for our own brand colors and fonts and images, and so that I'll link to a previous video on how to actually install your brand logos and colors and fonts into Canva. but just for this video we've done that already, and so we will go ahead and then all you do is swap things out. So you will click on the image, and let's find an image here that's a little bit more brand friendly, and I think I've got some actually in a folder. So I'm just going to design for our brand, and then you can see brand images, and let's go with, when you have an image like this, you will want to drag it and drop it in there. So there we've had our brand image. If you want to move it around a little bit, you can double click on it and move it. Okay, so now we're going to swap out brand colors, and so let's have a look at that. So here are my brand colors, and when you click on an element, you can then swap out the color. So it will highlight this little color block here. You click on that and it will bring up your colors, and here are my brand colors, and so I think I want to go with this color. No, this color. Okay, so then we want to change out these colors as well, and each dot is a color obviously over here. And so we're going to swap out these colors. I'm going to pause the video quickly and just do that. Okay, so I've swapped out all the little dots, and then you will see that this color over here is obviously not our brand color, and so to get to that, it's actually on the background. You can either position this whole thing to the back, or you can just move it slightly, click on the background, and it will highlight it, and you can change the color. Let's go with pink. See how that looks. You just need to play around and see what you like and what you don't like. Okay, so now we're going to switch out the text, and so what you would do is click on the text box and then find your font, and that would be, that's our font. And so we want to change the color, so you would just highlight it and we change the color, and then we can change the text. Okay, I might use that, I might not. Center it. I'm going to delete this and all of this. Okay, so then we're going to add some text. So you just click on the text icon, and it will bring up all the text. It will populate with your heading, subheading, and body text if you've put that into your branding section. And so we'll just go with subheading, and I want to do that. Something like that, and then we could probably do the maybe do free down here. You just got to basically play around with everything to get it the way you want it. I think we could possibly do this. Let's make this a bit bigger. So you could, if you click on this, these little arrows over here, you can then move it. So you could do something like that, or we could do that going across the top. What I would do is I would space these letters out a little bit, and so letter spacing you would do over here, and you could just drag it out a little bit. Bring this down a bit. And then of course I would go in and change the color of the font to my brand colors, which you would do over there. And an easy way to know if your color is not being selected, if it's a dark color, because ours is this dark green, is if it's got this multi-color over here, then it means you haven't selected an actual color, it's just defaulting to black. So I want it to be our green, and so there you go. I actually prefer this one. So it's really up to you how you do that. Another way of doing it, if you don't want to use any images, you could just do a full heading, put a little border on, and put your heading in there. So I'll show you just a very quick example of what that would be. So you would go to Elements and get a border. And that would be over here with the lines. I've already got one, I think. This one. And we can rotate it. And we can size it. Now this border, you can only size it from the corner. You cannot size it this way because it doesn't have one of those little lines over here. So this border is actually really not going to work because it's just going to be too small over here. So let's find one that we can do that with. You could actually technically make your own border with a square. So you'll see what I mean. You see, when it's got these little lines on the side, it means that we could actually size it to the exact size that we want. So what I would do here is pull it across to where I want it. And then add another one and make the border. Now you've got a border. Then add your text. This is if you just want to do something really plain and simple. duplicated that, and once again change the color. You could even so there's something really plain and simple. So then what you would do once you've got your design, you would then click on the arrow, the download arrow, and make sure it's a PNG. And then you just select the design that you want to download and download it. Once you have downloaded it, you will then go to your product, click edit, and this is where you would upload it into MemberVault. Then having a look at the actual module headers, I keep this really simple, and so MemberVault usually suggests a 1200 by 200 pixels for this, and so you can see it's a long thin one, and literally I'm just putting in the name of the module. And so when you look at the front end of MemberVault and you preview one of the products, that's where your module header will be. And so it's just something really plain and simple. If it's a one-liner, I would say go for the 200 pixel height. I have made it module headers for clients up to 500 pixels. So then what that would mean is it would just be a little bit wider for if you have a longer sentence that you want to put in. And that's it. That's how I design headers for MemberVault and module headers as well.